I'm going to tell you a story. What you have to understand is, time doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle, because I'm the one who's talking to you. Welcome to the cult. Now, what kind of a story is this? So far, it's a story that had an overture in 5 parts. It has had a first act. It was a second act. Or a first act in swords. Ooh, a second act in wands. And we're getting to the end. Of a third act. 8 cups. So before I go too much further, cups are about emotion. And I was going to tell you about these in the last one. But I got sidetracked. So here are the 9 passions of Talielos. Talielos. Joy or wonder. Empathy or sympathy. Lust or ambition. Grief or sadness. Fear. Jealousy or envy. Hate. Rage. And love. Pretty classic list, pretty standard, pretty much stuff that we all experience. But that's why it's important, in my opinion. That's why, in my opinion, that was actually a very, very well thought out tradition of magic. And in point of fact, all the traditions of magic from the original, actually in both versions, both the Chronicles of Darkness and the World of Darkness had very, very, very well put together and well thought out paradigms, or tradition paradigms. But basically, because they were researched and found rooted in real world magical traditions. That's why they worked out the way they did, in my opinion at least. 10 of Cups. Appearance of cups in a rainbow, it is contemplated in wonder and ecstasy by a man and woman below, evidently husband and wife. His right arm is about her, his left hand is raised upward as she raises her arm. 2 children dancing near them have not observed the prodigy, but are happy at their own manner. There is a home scene beyond. Divinatory means contentment, repose of the entire heart, the perfection of that state. If with several picture cards, a person who is taking charge of the querent's interests. Also the town, village, or country inhabited by the querent. Reversed, repose of the false heart, indignation, and violence. Boom, boom, boom. And 10 of Cups. Emotionally fulfilled, happy. An environment of love, affection, support, encouragement, warmth, comfort, and contentment. Emotional balance and security, general happiness and well-being, good family relationships, strong, reliable family ties. Reverse meaning, family problems or dysfunction, unhealthy clan or cult behavior. Yeah, interesting about cults. The word cult has, for good and bad reasons, a bit of a bad rap. Generally speaking, a cult is viewed as something that is dangerous and subversive. But that is because sometimes they can be. It involves the basic meaning of the word cult is tied to the word occult, which essentially means secret. It's a group that has, and specifically this case, they're a cult because they had information in the form of how to do magic that, if done with bad intent, could hurt people. So they had a system of initiation. All the traditions had one. Make sure that they're keeping track of people. Make sure that their people aren't, going in and breaking their rules for how they do stuff. Because the interesting thing about if you actually know anything about those games in particular, especially Path of Screams. If you were at all familiar with Demon the Fallen, less so much Demon the Descent, although Demon the Descent had a lot to talk about with free will. Demon the Fallen was fascinating because it was basically you were playing literal actual fallen angels. It was, to say it was biblical would be neither an understatement, would be completely whelmed. If you're familiar with Justice, if you're familiar with Young Justice, you would not be over or underwhelmed by saying that. You would be completely whelmed in the degree of accuracy with that. But, um, and that's the thing. Like demons, as fallen angels, were essentially beings of order, like absolute order. So, like they could only actually have fallen because of Lucifer. It's a very interesting thing about like the nature of cosmological beings and how free will in humanity affects them. It's just a fascinating game in general. But um, I lost my point. I rambled, and that'll happen sometime. But um, oh, you know what? I haven't. Oh, you know what? I'll share these before I go. So on the topic of the books of the Watchers, that's very, very much in like I'm pointing in the general direction that my copy of the game book is, but like in they reference the book of the Watchers or the books of the Watchers in Demon the Fallen because of course they would. Like why wouldn't they? Um, Interesting thing about like if anyone's done any research on the books of like the books of the like the Book of Giants or any of that, there's actually a couple different like there's varying like varying different degrees of which like Nephilim ended up presenting, if you will. Like there was one in particular that was incredibly hazardous to the environment, incredibly hazardous to the environment. I don't know why, but I feel like it involves being able to engulf and then eat. I don't know why I think that, but I do. Um, but interesting thing is one of the theories I've made. I think I mentioned in a couple different videos. I had that I came up with and put in my second book is that there were actually not 10 but 20 books, and that they were in the form of crowns, and each of them had a specific gem in them, and each of them had like the ones that were ostensibly for women were made out of platinum, and the ones that were ostensibly for men were made out of gold. It was platinum, silver, and gold. Anyway, so I have, for my own amusement, and it'd be really cool if I was right, paired specific gems um, with Narakavarga, or Hell Chapter, for the books of the Nephilim. Oh, no, for the books of the Laham, because they would be the Hell aspect. And 10 for Devodasa, or Heaven's Slave, because that would be the Nephilim. The Nephilim would be the Devodasa, and the Laham would be the Narakavarga. Laham would be demon blooded, and Nephilim would be essentially angel blooded. So you have for the Divarasa, Varramani, Taranilamani, Zukamani, Zapathamani, Garudamani, Ravibimba, Guptamati, Svaramani, Somamani, and Mrityu that which would be Diamond, Star Sapphire, uh, basically white gem, or white jewel, oath jewel, eagle jewel, Ravi Bimba. I forget what that one is off the top of my head. I'm not gonna lie. I'm also forgetting what Guptamani is, but Svarmani is Sky Jewel, Somamani is Moonstone, and Murtya Dutamani, if I remember correctly, is Tiger's Eye. No, no, no. I think it might be Death Ranking Gem. And then for the Narakavarga, or the Hell chapters, you have Sintamani, which is Thought Gem. Kumadamani. I don't remember that off the top of my head either. Kursamani, or Black Gem. Harimani, or Emerald. Nagamani, or Naga Gem. Zonamani, Purple Gem, essentially. But no, not that's. It could be. It could literally translate as Purple Gem, but it's actually Emerald. I mean, not Emerald. Ruby. Gudamani, Gudhaga, Gudhaga. What's a Gudhaga? Gudhaga is related to the Guptamani. Don't remember that off the top of my head. 8 is Tamamani, or Darkness Gem. 9 is Chandramani, which is also Moonstone, but of a different kind. And 10 is Vajrasamani, which if I remember correctly, it should be a tiger's eye. All right, and that's all the news that fits the print with the ways of all day in and the way of the chapter of the A have been closing up towards the almost of the closing at the end of Cups of Act 3. This is Oracle, Zakuna, I'll try to be an honest one of the beautiful lie. Asaya, I'll try to be of that Zakuna be I. And as I'd say from the Tara, Zvabna Bijna of the digital dreams, dream softly everyone on the naughties from YouTube to Steam, out to TikTok by the Facebook ways, and all through X and all through the A's, by every Abhijamaka digital path. Dream safely, everyone, be safe for all else. And as you be, I hope you enjoy the story I'm telling, moving on through the earth, moving on. Next to be, Cordon of the Cups by the comps of weave. That would be all for now at 10. Das as in 10, not doso when. And if you be a nephew yourself, try to be kind to Nara as well. And if you tend toward the Laham way, be sure you respect Naraka peeps long ways. And however you be, remember you be here. In my days, you Priya daughter, nice to meet ye. And I'll be here, singing for ye. Maybe I'll find a couple people heard me. But even if not, I'll be fine for that. Singing for the Lekka of Akasha we have. Meanwhile then, good night to be. Have a good evening out there in the week.